But last week we talked about the Gibeonites. Y'all remember the Gibeonites? God had told Israel, said, do not make treaties with anyone in the land. You're taking the entire thing. I'm giving you favor. You're wiping out all the evil in the land. That sounds great. A little bit of what we're doing right now in Iran. We're taking out all the evil in the land. And I'm so thankful, though, for the Gibeonites. The Gibeonites really show us something here. They were deceived, right? We learned last week if Satan can't hit you front on, most of the time he comes at you at the back door. He comes at you, he deceives you. He comes at you through desire. How does this benefit me? Because the Gibeonites were going to be a benefit to them, right? They were going to be their servants. Remember? All right? And so what did they do wrong? They didn't consider God. They didn't ask God. How many of you guys know you have the ability to phone a friend? You have a lifeline. Phone your father. Call upon God. That's right. It is the best lifeline. God does not mind answering. God does not mind showing you. But what's interesting in this too is that I don't even know why they should have asked God, to be honest with you. God done told them. How many of us has God already told? But if you're like my kids, or like I was when I was a kid, I would always go back and try to find a way, find an angle. And my father was real patient. He said, you could keep talking, but the answer is still going to be no. No, that's right. Still going to be no. I knew I could find an angle, though, and that's what the Israelites were doing here. They thought they could find an angle to bring the Gibeonites on because of the benefit it was going to serve them. But God knew better, right? He knew better, but don't worry, they didn't ask God. But they made a covenant with... How many of y'all know... I know some of y'all would rather ask for forgiveness than permission because you already know the answer. You already know what was going to happen. You already know. But what's really interesting, though, is even though the Israelites made their covenant with the Gibeonites, God didn't go, well, good luck, you're on your own. All of us in here have made some kind of commitments, covenants, choices in our lives that are like the Gibeonites. So the Israelites examined their food, but they did not consult the Lord. We think we're smart enough. And listen, you really are capable, okay? But you just don't have access to all the information. Remember? Israel had just experienced the Jericho falling, victory over Ai, a covenant renewal, momentum is high, and then deception arrives, right? Not with swords, but with moldy bread and worn out sandals. And Israel makes a covenant without asking God. Now they got a problem. The Gibeonites must stay. But what Joshua does next teaches us something powerful. I want to show you this right here. You may not control every consequence, but you control what those consequences become. Number one, today I'll land here. I'll start here. Everyone has some Gibeonites. Who's got some Gibeonitis? I'm sure there's some pills for that. Some Gibeonitis. There's pills for everything today. Who's got a little Gibeonitis in their back? Or maybe it's in your ankles. Yeah. Went to the doctor the other day. It's like, what's wrong with my ankle? What can we do? He says, well, you probably could stretch it. Oh, well, how long should I do that for? I mean, like, no, that's what you do now. You stretch it. From here on, you're old. Your stuff is wore out. This is the new you. We got a little Gibeonitis in us. We've made some. I asked. We were at dinner with Troy and Nicole, and I said, "What would you go back and tell your 45-year-old self?" And they all had different answers, but all of us could probably relate to this. I would probably tell myself to treat my body a little bit differently, right? Yes. And I like what Troy said. He said, well, by 45, it was too late. I should go back to when I was 25. But everyone has a case of Gibeonitis. Joshua couldn't undo the treaty. Okay, this is so impactful. Today, everybody just cut ties. Everybody just says, quit, burn it to the ground, scorch earth, start over. That is the norm. You don't want it, abort it. You made a mistake, throw it away. Cut it off. Who cares about the piece of paper of marriage? Who cares about the covenant? You got to understand, this was huge to them. Covenant mattered. Your word mattered. I committed to you. We're in. You got me and I got you. Sorry. That's the way it is. We don't quit when it gets hard anymore. Today, my goodness, I got workers out there that start to sweat in all their places, and they're like, this is too much. I'm out. I got sand in my fingernails. I cut my finger and I can't do it anymore. Man, finish the job. Persevere. Have tenacity. Push through. I need a mental health day. No, you just need mental capacity. You've never had to endure when it's hard. You've never faced obstacles and just not quit. Yeah, I saw this the other day. It was really good. You know, kids haven't changed. Parenting has. Gentle parenting. You're 24. What do you know about gentle parenting? Your kids are 2. They're 6. Talk to me when they're 25, and then we'll see how they did, okay? Then you could have a say-so. This idea of letting your kids off the hook with stuff. No, I told you to push through. You push through. Well, I can't. I got a broke leg. Rub some dirt on it. Let's go. Pastor Steve, you're mean. No, this is life. Life gives 0 cares. If you ain't going to make a way, it ain't going to happen. No one owes you anything. You've got to push through. What do you do now? We run into an obstacle. I was faced with my grandson. He's 6 now. Thank you. Yeah, I was like 6. I think, yeah, he's 6. And he comes to obstacles. Some days he finds a way around it. He's like, okay, well, can I do this? Well, can I do that? Can I whatever? I'm like, yes. Not that. Like, that frustrates me a little bit, but I like his idea. I like his mentality of when you face an obstacle to find a way around. And then there's other days where he has complete meltdowns. He runs into, like, something as silly as this. I run into this round table. Oh, I don't know how to go around it. But he has a breakdown, right? I mean, I know none of you and your kids. Okay, maybe it was this morning. All right, it's okay. we face obstacles and we're like, what do we do with it now? Guess I'm just going to die, sit here and eat worms. Woe is me, nobody likes me, nobody. Okay. Eeyore. Things in life are the same way with this. Sometimes our Gibeonites are past decisions. Anyone ever like to rewind some past decisions? Some financial commitments? We buy things to impress people that we don't even know. They don't care about us with money that we don't have. I've learned this key phrase, and this is profound. All my young people, look at me right here. All the young couples in here, look at me, look at me, look at me. If no one knew you bought it, would you still buy it? If no one knew you bought it, would you still buy it? That was for free. Relationships. Like to unwind some relationships? Seemed like the thing to do at the time. Some mistakes. Some responsibilities you didn't plan for. The world today just says, cut it off. Abort it. Quit. Give up. Start over. Take a mulligan. I love mulligans in golf. I need a lot of them. I need a lot of them. We're going to do a do-over. I'm just going to drop it right here. It's okay. No one else will know. Are we keeping score on this one? Yeah, you got a 6. It's okay. Thank you. My golf game is a triple-digit golf. People say, what's your handicap? I'm like, I'm still in the 3 digits at the end of the day, so it's not good. But I'll eat a hot dog and drink some Gatorade. Maybe you prayed after the decision. Oh, dear Lord, what did I do? Can we unwind this? But the covenant was already made. So now the question becomes, what do you do with it? What do I do with this? What do you do? Here it is. my favorite one, there's this movie, dog poops on the floor. He goes and he just covers it up. Newspaper. Just covers it all up. What good did that do? It's still there. But isn't that what we do? Oh, no, here's another good one. Sleeping under the rug. Oh, wait. If I had a closet, let's just push it off. Here, you want to see all the junk back here? Look, we just hide it. We do. We just put, look at this. We just shove it all back here. Throw a curtain over it, you know. My wife's mortified now. She's like, oh my gosh. You know, people come over our house. She's like, it's not picked up. I'm like, we do live here, yo. Your socks are on the floor. I'm like, I know. I put them there. Very well aware they're there. And you should see her try to pick them up in that wheelchair. I feel bad. So I've been picking them up. I've been putting them around, you know. Yes, thank you, Lord. So what do you do with it now? It's on the floor. It's there. It's happened. What do you do? Number 2, the choice, purpose or prison. Purpose or prison. Joshua had 2 options. Everybody say 2?
2.
1, 2?
1,
2.
2.
Option 1, live frustrated. Live frustrated. Gary, go, Arr! Come on, one time with me. Arr! You don't have those in him. He doesn't get frustrated, all right? Your wife probably does. She probably goes, Dennis says, yeah. Live frustrated. Because of this mistake, we are stuck. We are stuck in the muck, right? We are stuck in the muck. You know I put it in there somewhere. I'd find a way. We get stuck though, right? How many of you guys ever go riding, you know, 4-wheeler riding, side-by-side riding, whatever, and you always got those that think they can make it through, but they usually end up stuck in the muck. You know, but none of them stay there, right? None of them stay there. They got to kind of humble themselves and be like, hey man, Troy, can you pull me out? Troy's kind of that safer rider, you know. He doesn't choose to go through the muck all the time unless he has to. But many people live here. Like, they're in the muck and they're like, well, I guess this is all that I'm going to have. This is my life. This is it. We'll put a stake here and here. We're going to build and we're going to, in the muck. It smells funny, but we're just going to I could probably put a flower over here. I don't know. They get stuck here. They live in the muck. And everybody else is going by. They replay the past over and over. It's like they got it on repeat. They carry shame. It's like some people, even though, take it a step further, and they wear it like a badge. Look what happened to me. Look what happened to me. Woe is me. Feel sorry for me. I went through hell. I went through abuse. I went through neglect. I went through. Honey, can I tell you? We've all been through it. You ain't any different. Most people have gone through the stuff. But look to your left and your right. They're not there anymore. Because they didn't decide to stay. They carry their shame and want people to feel sorry for them and whatnot. Bro, I went through the same junk. I'll get in there with you. I'll get the winch, right, Troy? We're going to pull you out. But if you want to stay, go ahead. Stay. Enjoy that. But I got a purpose. I got to move on. I got to wash this thing off and get the mud out and move forward. I got to know what to do with this. They think the mission is over. Joshua and the Israelites, yes, they made a mistake at Ai and at Jericho, and they made another mistake, and God never once. Go back even to the wilderness. How many mistakes of stupidity and doubt and fear and all this did they go through? And God never just abandoned them. He kept staying with them. The same thing with us. We think our time is over. The mission is over. We're done. Game over. I used to love it when I was playing Super Mario on the Nintendo. I'm going to date myself here, and playing a game. Well, if you got to a bad deal, you just reset, start over. You can't do that in life. Option 2, you can stay frustrated, you can live frustrated, or you can redeem the situation. How many redeemers do I have in here? If you ain't, you get to be one. Joshua says, you will always be woodcutters and water carriers for the house of my God. Translation, you will serve our mission. Let that sink in. Take the Gibeonites, take that bad decision, that whoops, it's now going to serve the mission. The thing that entered through deception is now supporting the presence of God. What is that thing for you? Is it enhancing your purpose, or is it keeping you in prison? Y'all got really quiet. Number 3, God can still move. Here's the twist. The Gibeonites later get attacked. So now, because of covenant, because of the promise, they call Joshua for help. Chapter 10, in Joshua chapter 10, we learn that Joshua goes to defend them. At that And that battle becomes a moment where God performs one of his greatest miracles in Scripture. Listen, your Gibeonites are now in on the mission. They now have full access to all the promises and all the provisions that you do. Your bad decision, now then you got to protect it. But God is still going to provide. God could have abandoned them, but Joshua's anointing was still so great that when he prayed and asked for the sun to stand still, the sun stood still. Joshua didn't become abandoned because of his bad decision, and neither have you. Neither have you. Some of us think, I just got to stay in this muck a little while longer. Maybe I do backstroke. Joshua says, we got to move forward. We still got all this. There's still 30-something kings to conquer, to take the land, the promised land. What things are in front of you that you've just been watching go by? There goes another side by side. There goes another one. It's time for you to say, hey, help me get out. I'm tired of watching it. I got a place to go. I got a place to be. I got people that need to know what I know. And Satan just wants to keep me stuck in this prison, in this defeat. So Joshua 10, the sun stands still. Can you imagine that? The miracle happens because of the covenant mistake. God didn't just tolerate the situation. He moved powerfully inside of it. What situation are you in right now that you're waiting for a God-sized miracle? That you're waiting for the sun to stand still? That you're waiting for some hail to come down and defeat your enemy? What family member, what coworker, what neighbor, what Gibeonite is in you that you're around, that you're waiting for God to show up supernaturally? how many would be okay with some supernatural intervention? And you think like that you're not attributed to that anymore, that you're gone, that you're pushed away, that you're cast aside, that still doesn't apply to you. Just as in the same way that Joshua kept his covenant to the Gibeonites, don't you think God still keeps his covenants to you? Joshua made a mistake, but he says, I still honor it. God looks at you and he says, yeah, I made a mistake with you. No, he doesn't. Whoops, didn't see Dennis coming. Whoops, right, Didn't see Steve being here. Oh, my goodness. God still honors his covenant. He still honors his covenant with you in spite of you. Hello? He was willing to make the covenant even though he knew all the times we're going to mess it up. Think of it like this. Storm comes through. This massive tree falls and just crushes your fence. You could be mad at the tree. You could look at the tree. Like, the fence is destroyed now. I got this big old tree scattered everywhere. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? The cows are going to get out now. What am I going to do? Be mad at this tree. I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to look at it. Just going to watch it. No, it's like what you said. You're going to do what? You're going to go to work. But here's the thing. You're not going to just remove the tree. Oh, see, we want God to remove the tree. We want the Gibeonites to be removed out of our life. We want the tree to be removed. But how about this? God says, no, we're going to shift. We're going to use the tree. You're going to take the wood in that tree and you're going to build a new gate. You're going to build a new table. You're going to build you a campfire and have some s'mores. You're going to use the Gibeonites. You're going to shift. You can sit there and look at this and go, what am I going to do with this? You're going to chop it up and you're going to use it. I didn't want this here, but here it is, and now I'm going to figure out how to pivot and how to use this. I didn't want this addiction in my life, but I'm going to figure out how to pivot and how to use this and stand upon it. I didn't want this marriage in my life, but I'm going to figure out how to pivot and use it. I didn't want this kid in my life, but I'm going to figure out how to pivot and use it. I didn't want this job in my life, but are you following me here? Y'all look at me like I'm crazy about... No, you understand. Every one of you understands. The tree's there. We could cry about the tree. If we want God to remove the tree, God says, I'm not going to remove the tree. We're going to use the tree to accomplish your mission. You see what he did? He took the Gibeonites and he put them as the woodcutters and the water carriers in the temple. He kept them proximity. He kept them close. Because they didn't understand who God was, but can you imagine? I bet you they started to understand who God was. They started because before they'd only heard about how great God was. That's why they were afraid. That's why they went to deceive them to make a treaty, because they liked to breathe. They didn't want to end up like the other kings. And they started to see. They started to see the miracles. They said, wow, you know what? Joshua really could have just destroyed us, but he honored his word. You think that was transparent about how they viewed their relationship with God? Through how they viewed the relationship with Joshua? Oh, come on, somebody. That's good right there. It's through you, how you respect and how you honor and how you stay true to the word. Will the lost people, will the Gibeonites see Jesus in you? It is the only way. Yep. Please don't break the covenant. Stay strong. That family member, that co-worker, that tree that's laying there, we're going to utilize that tree. We're going to build a new gate. Sit there and get mad at the tree. And you cut it up. The obstacle can become construction material. Joshua turned a mistake into mission support. I mean, it's like if you had a pothole that you were driving down the road. You hit a massive pothole. You can pull over on the side of the road. You don't park your truck there forever. You keep driving. I mean, the pothole was real, and it shouldn't have been there, but it was never the destination. It was never the destination. The Gibeonites were real, but it was never the destination. They made a mistake, but they got to move on. They got to push forward. There's still a mission ahead of us. There's still a promise that is due to us. Yes. Sometimes a stubborn cow busts through the fence. Right? That's what I heard. We had a cow out today, evidently. We could spend all day yelling about the fence, or you just move the herd to a fresh pasture. Wise ranchers don't spend their life mad about fences. They just move the herd, repair the fence. Joshua kept moving the mission. I build houses, and I promise you, all the time, every day, something is not there, something is late, something got broken, someone didn't show up, all the time. That is just what we do and how we do it, and I could pull all my hair out. I remember I was helping this guy get started. He wanted to build a few houses, and he's like, Steve, how are you so calm? I'm like, I just refuse to freak out. It's just a tree that fell on the fence. I could use it. A while back, I had some kids vandalize one of the houses. They got in there and had a little party, and my realtor was there. I said, hey, video this. This is going to be fun. And I did a fun video. Come and look at this new custom paint job. And I flipped it, you know. And people were saying, how come you weren't so mad and so livid? I'm like, I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be. Listen, life comes at you. You got trees that fall. You got dogs that poop on the floor. You got kids that do dumb things. You got spouses that do dumb things. You got, hey, you said amen a little too hard on that. Life happens, right? The sale didn't go through. The this didn't happen. The bank wants, all these things. And you could go, okay. Or you could flip out. The doctor said this. Do you know in the end, we end up in heaven? That's it. We end up in heaven. So, take what you want. I'm just here on your dime. Right? I'm here on your dime, God. I'm going to run as hard as I can with what I got. I'd like to slide in on two wheels at the end. But, as long as it lasts, as long as I've got breath in my lungs, I refuse to stay in the muck. I've got a lot of muck on my boots. Some of it's dried and old. Some of it's fresh. But I'm keeping on. I've got a mission. I'm going to take that fence and that tree. I'm going to build something out of it. Some people are waiting for God to remove their Gibeonites. Remember that video I showed a while back where the guys were on the escalator, and the escalator power stopped. They stopped. They were like, help! What do we do? That's what we do a lot of times, right? Yeah. Tragedy hits us. Mourn that stuff. Cry over that stuff. Recognize that stuff. But don't camp there. Don't live there. We got to go. They could have camped out and just went limp over the Gibeonites and just gave up. They would have never received the full promise of God. How many of us, through regret, really regret that stuff? Yeah, that's great. And I'm sorry it happened. Maybe it was self-inflicted. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was both, all of it. We've had a lot of it come through. Live life a while. You're going to collect a lot. But what do? Do you let it stop you? Do you let it hold you back from your calling, or do you press forward? This is one thing I love about my wife. She is so stubborn. She pushes forward in spite of how she feels, of what anguish I give her. She just perseveres. No matter the situation, I hear in the other room, oh! And I'm like, oh my gosh, is she falling? No, she's like hopping, trying to. I'm like, baby, Just never mind. I just don't anymore. She's got that tenacity. She said, I can sit here and just hurt, or I can sit here and push through and live life. Some of us are just choosing to sit here and go, oh, and everybody's tired of hearing you go, oh. Did I say that out loud? Listen, I'm not trying to belittle people's situations, okay? Understand my heart. You've got the situations, but so do I. You persevere, you push forward. I want the promised land. I want everything that God has promised for me. And not only that, I want to take people with me. I want to pull people with me. I want my spouse to come. I want my family to come. I want my neighbors to come. I want my enemies to come. I want the ones who look funny at me to come. I want the ones who said, you never will, to come. I want those ones who said ugly things about me to come, because they just don't know better. They just don't know better. They're like the Gibeonites. They didn't know. They didn't know who our great God is. But through me, I don't want to be a closed door ever to anybody. I may walk away because of the stupid thing that I'm about to say, but I don't want to be the stumbling block for somebody to know how great our God is. Yeah? I may want to lay hands on you suddenly. Holy Spirit going to help me? I got to walk away from you right now, because if I don't, I'm going to come back and apologize, and I hate apologizing. Well, we're waiting for God to remove the tree. Honestly, I've not seen too many times where God removes the tree. He takes you through it. He takes you around it, maybe over it. I don't know, but he goes with you, and you learn from it, and you're not afraid of trees anymore. You're not afraid of Gibeonites. You're not afraid of failure. God may be saying this to you. He's maybe saying, listen, I want you to repurpose them. Your past can either guard your prison or carry water for your purpose. Your past can either guard your prison or carry water for your purpose. You remember Paul, who was once Saul? I don't know anyone more brutal that God has used. He hated Christians. Murderer, serial killer, if you will. Paul had a brutal past. He persecuted the church, yet God used him to build the church. The very thing that could have imprisoned him became the testimony that fueled his calling. He says, I can't shut up about this. I've got to tell somebody. He's done so much for me. He's taken me so far. Everything else may tell me to shut up, but inside of me, you won't shut this up. It's got to come out of me. I've got to go forward. I don't care where I'm at. It's oozing out of me. When you've had that kind of a transformation, not this little patty cack maybe. When you're serious about it, when you understand the level of forgiveness and grace that you've been offered, you can't shut up about it. It's got to come out of you. It's the best thing ever. And God is going to use you in that, or else you can sit back and go, Go ahead, get that out of you. Get it all out. I love it when you get a kid that's in the cereal aisle of the store, they're on the floor throwing a temper tantrum. You go, all right, you done? Let's go. But no, the answer's still no, let's go. I mean, it's like, go ahead, throw your fit, be whatever, but we got to move on. We got other things to do. We got other things to I still love the day of the flip-flop. Y'all remember the flip-flop? And the mamas pull out the flip-flop in the store and whack 'em, whack 'em, whack 'em. I don't see a lot of that today. Of course, I ain't been in a store in a while since they started delivery, but I'm telling you, we need some more of that in our adult life. Someone to come along and say, you done with your fit, or you want to live here? Let's go. Sometimes you just need smacked a little bit, right, Misty? Need a little smacking. Some of us are still staring at the Gibeonites, still wishing they weren't there, still replaying the moment the treaty was made over and over in our head. Can I tell you something? God is not limited by the covenant you regret. God is not limited by the decision you made. He can still move. He can still redeem. He can still do miracles in the middle of it. Can you stand? Ooh, I'm done early. That's great. That's great. That's great. Because I've done what I could do. Now I'm going to let God do what he does. All right, here in a moment, I'm going to ask you to come down. Because we've all got, just watch out for the dog poop I covered up. I'm going to ask you to come down because we've all faced some Gibeonite situations. We're all dealing with them. We got some trees that are down, and we've just been looking at them. And it's time to get out there and cut them up and build a new gate. I mentioned in pre-service a little bit today, he talks about that you may be the light that brings the lost spouse back home. You will be the light that brings the lost family member back home. You will be the light that brings that lost coworker to know the Lord. You will be the light. Some of us need to be lighthouses. We need to stand strong, stand tall, and stand firm. Lighthouses don't move. They stand strong because they show where the danger is. They stand there. They have a purpose. So you stand strong in the face of your Gibeonites. You stand strong in the middle of your adversity. You stand and you shine. No matter what, all you have to do is shine. Shut your mouth and shine. You get to decide today. Will they guard your prison or carry water for your purpose?